getting ready to drag myself to the big protest today. Just have to have my number counted. So everyone must have seen this huge controversy and brouhaha over what happened to Jeremy Diamond in the West Bank, the CNN journalist and his cameraman, and how they were detained, and one of them was forced to the ground and put a boot on his face, or whatever the IDF soldiers regularly do to people. So Jeremy is a CNN reporter based in Israel, and he's a Hebrew speaker. So they can't quite do one thing in Hebrew and do one thing in English. He responded in Hebrew, and we can see the subtitles. Basically, they told Jeremy, the IDF soldiers, that sure, these checkpoints and these areas are right now illegal for us to be here and the settlers to be here, but slowly, we will take them. So the soldiers themselves are settlers. And the treatment of Jeremy and his CNN team is abhorrent, and it is less abhorrent than the massacre of all those Palestinian journalists that were killed in Gaza, and CNN, shall we say, mildly refused to condemn it, even refused to report on it, actually. Condemning is a very far thing, but the likes of Dana Bash and Jake Tapper didn't even think those were worth even talking about. But I have respect for Jeremy Diamond, and I am so glad that he was able to show exactly what is going on and the kind of maniacal behavior of these settlers dressed up as IDF soldiers, basically. So there is that. A lot of brouhaha on that. Meanwhile, 3 Lebanese journalists have just been massacred in Lebanon, very well known. And lo and behold, what is the IDF saying? They were Hezbollah. They needed to be wiped out because they were messaging on behalf of Hezbollah. Got that? They were Hezbollah. They needed to be massacred. The IDF should tell us what an 11-year-old boy playing soccer outside his house, what was his crime? That they targeted and murdered him today also. What exactly was this child's crime? It is so egregious that BBC finally says community mourns 11-year-old killed in Israeli strikes, as opposed to just saying 11-year-old mourned by community in Lebanon, without mentioning who massacred, who killed, who targeted. Playing soccer. It reminded me of Bosnia. I don't know if people remember the 5 or 6 children who were playing in a soccer field in Bosnia, the few minutes that they could breathe, outside of the bombing and sniping and killing in Sarajevo and other so-called safe havens that were nothing but killing fields. And they were sniped. One after the other, they were sniped, picked off, and killed. And they became such a symbol for the horrors of Bosnia and what the Chetniks were doing, sitting atop mountains. They called it Sarajevo Safari, where they would pick off Bosnians, whoever came outside to get water or shelter or anything. Reminded me of that. This kid just wanted to maybe just be a kid. Maybe emulate one of his heroes from Brazil or Argentina or Portugal or España. You know? as the World Cup approaches, maybe he wanted to emulate one of them, maybe wanted to live to see it. And they killed him in cold blood. Just like they killed so many in Gaza. They sniped them, bulldozed them, picked them off with tank fire, droned them, bombarded them. You can see soccer shirts everywhere in the rubble, in Gaza, in the photographs, in the footages. And then I remembered Bosnia. Head of FIFA, Mr. Infantini, who joined the Board of Peace, and he literally does kiss Trump's ass. Not MBS, but Infantini literally does kiss Mr. Trump's ass at every given opportunity, said that FIFA is going to build a large soccer stadium in Gaza. Really? You're going to build a large soccer stadium on top of the rubble where people are buried? Children are probably still buried. FIFA is going to build a large soccer stadium, he says, on top of the bones of dead children. Probably those still wearing soccer shirts. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this horror up. This is why I'm dragging my ass out to protest. Just me personally. Everybody has their reasons. Cold or no cold, flu or no flu. Gotta do it. I saw this news item about this child playing soccer and being targeted and killed by the IDF. And I remembered the Bosnian children. And of course the Gazan children. What is it about young children playing that makes these maniacal ghouls see them in their radars, in their crosshairs, and press the button to kill them? They are monsters. It is barbaric. No one is stopping them. No one. So we have to be on the streets saying no. But before I go, I do want to say that there are over 1,000 Israelis on the streets of Tel Aviv today, and they're protesting, and they're getting beaten. They're getting beaten and shoved and slammed to the ground by the most moral army and police, saying that during a war you cannot protest a war. Yes, that is what they're saying. During a protest you cannot protest a war. So that's what they are going through. But they're on the streets, and everybody should know that, and everybody should appreciate that. Everybody needs allies and solidarity right now. And these people, some of them, have been saying no to this hell from day one. So it's not like they just woke up today. Let us give credit where credit is due. And again, I encourage everybody to speak up and speak out. If not for nothing, for the sake of this 11-year-old boy who was shot while playing soccer.